Hey everybody, welcome to Garden Time with Belle. Today's video is all about drip irrigation. One of the best decisions we ever made at our property is to install this in our raised bed garden and all around the property. So today I wanted to show you how we're going to modify this bed behind me. It is an east-facing bed. In one of my recent videos, you got to see me plant some Limelight Prime hydrangeas. I put 3 of those in the bed. They're going to be the wow perennials as they grow up and produce those gorgeous flowers that most of us are familiar with. And the other thing that we're having to modify it for is because around my hydrangeas, I want to plant some perennials and some annuals, so to give it a lot of color in this area. And I am currently growing those perennials and annuals from seed. And so I've got to prepare this bed with good drip irrigation so that those new flowers that I'm growing will be happy come summer. So thanks for being here today, and let's get after it. So by the looks of things, it's not hard to figure out what the project is today. We've got our drip irrigation supplies out, and Alan's helping me modify what we've got going on in this bed, because as you can see here, I recently planted some Limelight Prime hydrangeas. I've got 3 of those. And in between the hydrangeas and all around the front of this particular bed, I'm going to be planting out all of those perennials and annual flowers that I'm starting from seed that are growing off in the greenhouse. And so as you can see here, this used to be really long, and we've cut this black tubing. This doesn't have any holes in it, and we're going to attach the brown drip tubing to each one of these black ones and cover the space. And this particular brown drip tubing has holes every 6 inches, so it provides really good drip irrigation in this zone. So this is the perfect time to tackle this project, because later in the week, early next week, we are going to have all of our perennial beds that surround our house mulched, or edged in and then mulched. So it's really important you get your drip irrigation in place before that happens. I just wanted to show you all the little stakes I'm going to be using to secure my 1/4-inch drip tube to the ground, and they're just the little ones. They make these landscaping staples or stakes in all different sizes, but this is specifically for the 1/4-inch drip tube, and it works really well. So I need to get over here and kind of decide where I want the drip line to lay and secure it to the ground. So installing new drip in this bed is done, and I'll turn the camera around here in a minute for you to see the cool little patterns I created with my drip hose. Here we are. If you can look and see all my curlicues I created with my new brown drip that came off of the black. This is 1/2 inch, and then it goes down to a black 1/4 inch solid, and then we connected the 1/4 inch brown drip to the solid. And as I mentioned, these have holes every 6 inches, so they'll provide some really good coverage. So I can't wait it'll probably be another month before I fill in all this blank space with those perennials that I'm growing and some annuals that I'm growing in the greenhouse. And yeah, getting this done before we have our beds mulched is really giving me a lot of satisfaction. So that wraps up my project for today on this gorgeous spring day in mid-Missouri. Got that drip irrigation modified here in the east garden so that when my perennials and annuals that I started from seed in the greenhouse are ready, which will probably be in 3 or 4 weeks from now, I can put them in the ground knowing that they're going to get consistent water at the roots, and they're going to really appreciate it. And I don't know if I shared earlier, but installing drip irrigation in my raised bed garden, but also in the perennial gardens all around our home, is probably up there in the top 4 or 5 decisions I've ever made as a gardener. It is a game changer. It is not horribly expensive to do it yourself, but it does take time and thought and effort. But you know what, gardeners, we're used to working hard, so it's just been a game changer. My plants are so much more healthy. I have all the drip on timers, so we're not running it yet because it's a little early, but in probably about 3 or 4 weeks we'll turn on our drip irrigation, and it will run when it's supposed to run, when I tell it to run, and for how long. And we have all different zones around our property, so they're all getting water on a regular basis, and that produces some really healthy plants. So thanks so much, as always, for hanging out with me today. And if you enjoyed today's video, if you found some new ideas you might consider trying, I would appreciate if you would like and subscribe. As always, happy gardening, everybody.